and I feel like taking the time to do multiple sketches, it's like, you know what, in the end, these multiple sketches may not make the piece, it may only be 5% better than it would be otherwise. But if I keep making each piece 5% better and 5% better and 5% better, eventually I'll be 50% better. So if I can just scratch out a little bit more of an improvement than I would have been otherwise, just by taking the time to do a few more sketches and say, oh wait, maybe the nose should have this shape instead of that shape. Maybe the child's skull should have these proportions instead of these. Maybe treating the color palette or the hair slightly, it's not even slightly more realistic, but I think with slightly more specificity. I guess that is the thing that I frequently find elusive when I'm trying to describe what I'm going for in works. When I talk about doing a piece that's better than it was before, or better than I'm currently able to, when I talk about pushing my skills and pushing my abilities, I don't think that I'm necessarily as clear in what I want. And what I want is not to be more photorealistic, because I'm not a photorealistic artist. But what I am going for is specificity. And to define that, what I mean is that the rendering, the visual description, the way I describe the volumes, the character of the figure that I'm doing feels less generic, feels less like, oh, this could be any person, and feels more like a fictional person, not photorealistic based on a real person, but like I've created a fiction. But this fiction that I've created on paper feels like a real person. That real person could be a cartoon person. So it's not about realism versus cartooning, but it feels like a specific person as opposed to a generic person. And I think that's what, when people talk about finding their own style, developing style, I think that's really what style is your specificity. What makes this drawing feel like my drawing of a sleeping child versus your drawing of a sleeping child, or say Norman Rockwell's drawing of a sleeping child, or Kim Jong-il's drawing of a sleeping child. What makes this mine? And that's what I'm pushing for, is more specificity. So to me, that's really, that encompasses trying to improve your craft, that improves style, that improves, I mean, it encompasses style, draftsmanship, improvement is specificity. So that's what I'm going for. And I feel like a lot of the drawings I've done in the past, the concepts that I have are very unique to me. And I think that that's what I have going for me as an artist, is I think I'm pretty imaginative with my concepts, with the ideas that I have. My actual rendering of figures and forms and compositions, I think has actually been rather generic. And that's one of the things I'm really trying to reach to improve and grow going forward.